Yama yama, hello everybody, welcome to my first episode of I'd Rather Be Crazy Than Dumb. My name is Rhani Green, also known as I Am the Glitch, and I have been wanting to release a podcast for so long. Like, I'm talking a really, really long time, but of course, the self-limiting beliefs, the self-sabotaging behaviors kicked in, they got in the way of it. But you know what? If not now, then when? I'm ready to do it. I have so many valuable things that I want to share with you guys. Information, thoughts, experiences, stories, the whole lot. I have just been holding onto so much juicy information that I just need to share with the world. And I just know it is so valuable, and so many people are going to learn from this. And I'm not going to sugarcoat shit on this podcast. I am not going to sugarcoat it. I don't care how weird, how wild, how wacky, how taboo, how whatever it sounds. If you think I'm crazy, if you think I don't give a shit. Oh, I just had deja vu then. I don't give a shit. I'm here to live in alignment, live in my purpose, to speak my truth, stand in my power, and shine my light and inspire other people and help people who want to be helped. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here to just be me. So I'm not gonna fuck around. I'm just gonna jump straight into this. So today's episode is Existential Breakdown or Breakthrough. The choice is yours. Now, first of all, let's go into what a existential breakdown is. In my eyes, an existential breakdown is similar to a mental breakdown. A mental breakdown is more like on the third dimensional plane, if you know what I mean. It's more like, like over 3D sort of things, like, I lost my job, or like I crashed my car, or my partner left me, or, whatever. It's like the third dimensional reality sort of shift. Existential breakdown is like ripping back the layers of your reality. It is unprogramming you, deprogramming you, you're unlearning, you are getting stripped back bare. Everything that you sort of thought that you were like, that you could do, or that you thought, yeah, that's actually like where I want to end up, but I'm just holding on to the little bit of normality. No, you are going on that path. Well, actually, the thing is, it can be a breakdown or it can be a breakthrough. The choice is yours. Do you take the red pill? Do you take the blue pill? It's always a conscious choice. It's not just as easy as taking the red pill once and you're just like, oh wow. It's about consciously taking the red pill over and over and over and over and over again, every single day, every single decision. So that's how I look at this existential breakdown or breakthrough. Red pill or blue pill? The choice is yours. So I want to talk about the symptoms. So why I'm talking about all this, because I have just come out of one and it was a breakthrough. Let me tell you that it was a breakthrough. And I'm so fortunate and I'm so grateful that I have the tools and techniques and the abilities to be able to have that self-awareness and to really tap in and be like, okay, what is actually going on here? Hang on a minute. And I'm very grateful that I'm self-employed and that I had the space to be able to process this and go through this all, because it's obviously a lot harder if you have other things to worry about, like a job or a partner or kids. I don't have any of those things. So I just got to think about me, myself, and I honestly really do think that being single and not having a kids and not having that sort of stuff, I mean, look, I can only talk from my experience, but I feel like it's really allowed me to step into who I am today and have so many thoughts and so, be able to just up level and shift and integrate and unlearn and relearn and unprogram and reprogram, I really think that for me personally, it's because I haven't ever really had someone. I haven't really had to worry about anyone else but me. So I'm grateful for that. So like I said, I've just come out the other side, and I sort of just wanted to sort of explain to you guys what it looked like leading up to it. And I'm already pretty isolated where I am. I live back in my hometown temporarily, and I've got one good friend. I've got my mum and my sister. So there's 3 people that I pretty much see, that I'm in human contact with. So I'm pretty isolated. I'm pretty much doing my own thing, you know, being self-employed, working from home, and just doing my own thing, right? I love living in my head. My world is amazing. It's up and down, and it's a journey, but it's very interesting. So what I was sort of seeing leading up to this breakthrough was I was bored. Everybody was boring. Everything was boring. Everything. I was just like boring. And the other thing was just being able to see people's, I guess, like unintegrated parts, and like where their actions and their words weren't aligning, and yeah, like really where they were out of alignment, and why they weren't getting what they wanted, and why they weren't manifesting or living the life that they wanted, because they were so out of alignment. But I can't just tell people that. Do you know what I mean? Like, people pay me to hear that sort of stuff, but my friends and my family, they don't, and I can't overstep that boundary with them. So I can't be like, hey, you know why you're broke? Because of this. Hey, you know why you're fucking fat and unhappy? Because of this. You know why you're single? Because, you know, I can't do that. It's just overstepping a boundary. So I was like, my ability to sort of see people's traumas, people's unhealed parts, people's egos, people like why they were how they are, and what they need to fix to get to where they want, it's just like insane. Like, I just couldn't have a conversation without just being like, oh my God, do you know what I mean? Like, seeing straight through the bullshit, which is such a superpower. It's so beautiful to have, especially doing the work that I do, doing hypnotherapy, doing NLP, doing coaching, all that sort of stuff. Having that ability to be able to see like straight through people's bullshit and like calling people out on shit, it's such a superpower. But I really had to hold my tongue. So I was sort of just like isolating myself even more. Because I'm just like trauma, boring. And I, you know, even like the guys that were like potential sort of things, you know, I was just like, oh, you guys are boring. Like, what goes on in my head and in my world is so fascinating and so exciting that I don't think anyone can top that. You know, I haven't met anyone that can top that. So I was just like retreated even more. And I was just like so overstimulated, but at the same time, like nothing was stimulating my mind. Like, it was like go, like crazy, but like everything is boring at the same time. And yeah, it was just like heaps of energy, but no energy at the same time. Like, my sleep was just super vivid. The dreams were just insane. It was just, and I was just like, I just want to get out of here. Like, I'm ready to just leave Earth. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh, I want to die. It's just like, I'm bored. This place is boring. Everyone's got trauma. I'm sick of it here. Like, ugh, get me out of here. So that was like the lead up to the breakthrough. It's just like my mind was just like going so racy and so crazy, and I was sort of like starting to shift of what I was doing and what I sort of knew that I needed to do, and like things that I've thought about for years and years and years that I've put off because I've been holding on to the tiny pieces of normality that I have left in my life. Like, I've never really been a normal person. I've always been a weird alien. I've always been the weirdo. I've always been the crazy one. And, you know, I was trying to hold on to the little bits of normality of like, yeah, and it was just becoming increasingly harder. Like, everything was frustrating and boring and making me angry. Like, even when I'd go to boxing, it would be like driving there, I'd be like, fucking idiots everywhere. Go down, you know, to buy some water from the grocery store. I'm like, oh my God, idiots everywhere. Why are people so dumb? It was just like, so it was like even just doing the most simple basic things just outside of me were just extremely frustrating. But also just like these beliefs, I don't know if they say beliefs, but like these things that I knew were possible and I felt like were on my path that I pushed away because I'm like, oh, I'm not even actually going to say how old I am because I actually decided to stop counting. But I'm like, oh, you know, for who I am and where I am in my life, I like don't want to go on this path because it's just so isolating and I'm already very isolated. I want to be able to go out and enjoy things. So I pushed that to the side, but it was all like coming like, no, this is the truth. This is your path. Oh gosh. So I was very fortunate that my one friend in Wollongong, she went away for a couple of days and she wanted me to look after her cat. So I went to house sit in her apartment, and I was very excited to be like up on the 4th floor and like have a, because I live in a cabin, so I'm like on the ground, I'm surrounded by nature, and possums and trees and like bush, and it's beautiful. No reception, no internet reception, like any Wi-Fi or anything like that. So yeah, it's very good, but it was like pissing down rain. It was like flooding in parts of Wollongong, and I was like very happy to get up high and just have the convenience of having an ensuite and having a kitchen, like, because it's just the cabin, like it's just the room. I have to go like down, there's like an outside bathroom, and like I use the kitchen in the house. So I was just very excited to be in my own energy and to just be in this creative space. I knew it was going to be really big. I could feel it. I knew that there was things that were going to shift, and that I just needed to be in solitude, away from just absolutely everybody. And wow, when I got in there, creative flow, like straight away. It was like literally channeling through source, like source energy of just like all of these downloads of like with hypno and coaching and NLP and like writing scripts and like creating all these like really amazing things. And like, oh my God, it was just like boom, 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 boom. It was just like incredible. And it was just, I just felt like that, it felt sort of good. It felt good the first day. I felt like pretty good. And then like the second day I was like, oh, I feel a bit weird. Anxiety levels were going up. Didn't want to go outside in public. Didn't even want to like go down to like, I was just like hiding inside away from everything. Like didn't want to go outside. Didn't want to look at it. Didn't want anyone to look at me. Like I literally felt like a little gremlin that was like hiding away in like a fucking cave from people and was like, don't look at me. Like, just like came out like every now and then for a bit of food. So I just was like, everyone get away from me, don't look at me. And I looked really weird as well, to be honest. Like my face and my body would like completely change. Like I was just like, oh my God, who am I? Like looking at myself in the mirror, like my face and my body was holding so much like water, or like it was so bloaty. It was just like so big. And I was just like, oh, what is going on with me? Like I don't even want to look at myself. And I can't really explain what happened over those few days. I was just pretty much in solitude the whole time, very minimal social media, very minimal communication, very minimal going outside. But the social anxiety was just absolutely crazy. And I honestly, the dreams were so vivid. They were so crazy. They were so real. I made a hell of a lot of content because the ideas were just like boom, 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 like just coming to me like crazy. But I honestly, guys, like I can't explain to you what happened in that time, in that few days. Time did not exist. Time wasn't a thing. Like nothing was a thing. Like all that really existed was like me and my reality and what I was doing right then and there. And that's like sort of when I realized that, I was really going to have to say goodbye to the things that were no longer serving me. And that's scary because that's lonely. Because the people that I have close to me now, and I love them, they do their best to understand me. But I'm just like, fuck, there's really not going to be many people who can relate to me. Like the people that are around me aren't going to be able to relate to me. And just being like, what is this going to look like? Do you know what I mean? It was scary. And look, I'm not going to go into the things that that have come up for me, because that's a story for another day. And I don't want to say anything that I'm going to go back on, or, like the trajectory that I'm on is going to change or whatever, like I will definitely share it with you guys later. But at the moment, I'm still processing all of this and I'm still coming out the other side. So there's no major changes that have happened. And I don't want major changes, because it doesn't have to go like that. I've had a lot of major changes in my life. I've had a lot of like that change everything. I'm happy with slow. I'm happy with integrating. I'm happy with embodying these things. I'm happy with taking it slow, because there's no rush, because time doesn't exist. Time doesn't fucking exist. So yeah, I was feeling really scared because I was like, this is the last little bit of normality that I've been holding on to, that I'm going to have to say goodbye to. And like, am I prepared to go down this path? Because I've tried to go down this path a few times and it's been very isolating. There's no information out there, but that's the thing, the information's all within. But just this whole new level of self-awareness, this whole new level of, I don't give a fuck about anyone or anything, this whole new level of letting go of the worries, letting go of the stress, letting go of the what ifs, letting go of the whens, the whys, the whos, letting go of these attachments of how it should be, how I should be. And that was just so freeing, not carrying that weight around on my shoulders anymore, of this pressure, of this stress, of this worry. Just letting it go, handing it over. It's not even like handing it over to the universe. It's just like letting it go. Trusting in myself, trusting in my purpose, trusting in my path and what I came here to do. And you know what? One really big part that happened in all of this is that in that time I was writing so many hypnoscripts. I was reading, I was writing, I was recording, I was listening. So it was like getting 50 million hypno sessions all at once. So everything that I was channeling, I was like integrating at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like everything that I was channeling through was just going straight into my unconscious mind over and over and over and over and over again, and creating that pathway, that new pathway, and making that pathway stronger and stronger and stronger because of the repetition. And not having any distractions, not having anyone say anything or whatever. No self-limiting beliefs that are projected onto me, no whatever. It was just me and my own energy, and me with these scripts just going like deep into my unconscious mind over and over again. Like, wow. And that was about letting go. It was about overcoming these challenges. It was about manifesting your desires and stepping into your purpose and your alignment. So everything that I was writing about, I was fully embodying at a very, very, very rapid rate. And I'm very grateful that I have the life where I can have that freedom and that flexibility to integrate those things and to have that time and space to be able to do this sort of stuff. So I just really knew in that moment when I was there, and the days were all muddled up completely. I didn't know what was going on when my friend was coming home. I was just in a different reality. And it was just wild. But I just knew within those days somewhere, that things were never going to be the same for me. It was just never going to be the same. And, do I take the blue pill or do I take the red pill? And I took the fucking red pill. I took the red pill. And like I said just before, the slowness, it's like, I don't have to rush into this, right? We're still processing it. We're still like, oh, wow, we've upgraded in frequency. How's that going to look in the day to day? So things will start to happen. Things will start to change within me. But if you've been following me for a while now on social media, you would be able to recognize that there has been a shift within me. You can tell. You can see it. You can see it in my energy. You can see it in my face. You can just tell. You can just, energy doesn't lie. And I do feel like a new person. I do feel more self-aware. I do feel more evolved. I feel like my ability to process things is just like, oh my God, it's getting insane. So essentially, break down or break through. What I mean by that is that I could have let that break me down. I could have let that completely shatter my reality, my programming, and been a mess. And taking the blue pill and being like, this is fucking hard. I'm going to go drink alcohol or whatever, you know, or go socialize or whatever. Like, I'm just going to, like, this is too much for me. I could have blue pilled it, but I chose the breakthrough. I chose to use everything that was happening. I chose to sit with myself in silence and put my hand on my heart and tune in. You know, I did the self-reflection. I did the journaling. I sat in solitude. I figured this shit out. So that's the thing, guys. When you have this opportunity, you're always faced with two options. Always. Red pill it or blue pill it. There's been times where I've taken the blue pill. I'm like, fuck, this is too much. I'm tapping out. No, I'm tapping out. But really what you should be doing is you should be diving. That's the time. That is where the magic happens. That is where you dive in. As uncomfortable, as painful, as scary, as horrible, as isolating, as confusing as it is, that is the time that you dive straight fucking in head first. That is where you have the breakthrough. That is where you take the pieces of the puzzle, right? The pieces of the puzzle. And you create the puzzle. You create that new path. You create the picture of what it's going to look like. You take those teachings, those learnings, and you grow and evolve from that. That is the time where you do it. The choice is always yours. Do not give yourself a fucking excuse. I don't care. Your higher self doesn't care what the excuse is. It's an excuse. Break down or break through. Red pill or blue pill. The choice is always yours. And I promise you that when you integrate properly, you will come out a better person for it. Prior to this, like leading up to it and prior, I was a bit ragey. I'm not going to lie. And some of you might know that I can be a moody bitch. But I don't really give a fuck because I'm showing my emotions and I'm whatever, you know. I don't have to be necessarily. I'm a nice person to some people and some people would not perceive me as a nice person. I don't really care. I'm not here to be a nice person. Do you know what I mean? Like, being a nice person doesn't mean shit. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not a nice person. I don't want to be a nice person. I want to be a real person. I want to be a woman, a powerful woman with emotions that creates change and inspires other people. I don't want to be a nice girl, a nice woman, a nice person. Fuck that. I've always had this thing with nice people. Can't stand them. Nice? What are you actually doing that's valuable for the world? Go do something. Like, being nice, what are you actually doing? Are you making the world a better place? Maybe if you are by spreading positivity, but, you know, like, do something. So I was leading into this, I was quite moody, quite aggravated, quite depressed, sad, anxious, bored, just like, oh, get away from me, everybody and everything. And I was like blocking my manifestations because I was like, because of that bad energy. Like, you know, I was trying to be grateful and I'm like, fuck this, fuck everything. I hate everything. What do I have to be grateful for? What, being here on earth? I fucking hate this place. Get me out of here. Like, grateful for what? Oh, I'm so grateful for all the shit that I don't have that I want. You know, like, I was trying so hard to be grateful and I was trying so hard to be grateful and happy. But I was just like, fuck this, you know, and I didn't want good for other people. I just didn't care about people or whatever. It was just like, trauma, boring, unintegrated, you know. Meanwhile, here I am, the one that's just like raging. So now coming out the other side, I feel so much better. I have more love to give. I have more patience and I actually have better boundaries, to be honest, within myself and within others and where I'm putting my energy and who I'm letting have access to me. But I feel better. I feel more loving. I feel more genuine. I feel more like like the things that I'm doing and the work that I'm doing are really coming from a place of love. You know, I've remembered my why. Why I wanted to start a podcast, why I wanted to start working with people, why I want to help people, why I do activism, why I do all the different things that I do. You know, it's not about the outcome. It's not about making money or having this superiority, you know, I'm better than everyone else or I'm a whatever. It's about like being of service. It's about doing good things and knowing that you're putting good energy out into the world. You know, like I really do feel a shift in me. And I'm so grateful for that, because I don't want to be how I was before, but you know, it's a process. It needs to happen. It's normal. You're a human being at the end of the day. Yes, you might be transcending into the 5th dimension or whatever, but you know, you are a human. You're allowed to have emotions. You're allowed to have breakdowns and breakthroughs. You're allowed to have these realizations. You're allowed to have triggers, blah, blah, blah. It's how you handle it. You know, it's not what it is or whatever. It's how you handle it and how you're able to process it and grow from it and learn from it. So I'm very grateful that I had that time of like, you know, just negativity, I guess you could say. Not even negativity, just not feeling how I'm feeling now. I'm grateful that I had that, and I'm grateful that now, because I was like, how am I going to shift this shit? How am I going to shift this shit in me? I don't know. But it's got to go in order for me to step forward, in order for me to move forward and actually be happy. I'm going to have to shift this. So I'm happy, guys, I'm happy that I've shifted this. I'm happy that I just feel good. I feel happy. I feel present. I feel calm. I feel like just ready to help people that want help. You know, I know that the work that I've done and my hypnoscripts are absolutely incredible. Like, I feel like I can't even take credit for it because there's just so much of it that I just channeled, you know, and I feel like I am sort of, what's the word? Like, I'm a good example of my work because I had to integrate it so quickly. So, like I said many times, breakdown or breakthrough, the choice is yours. Red pill or blue pill, the choice is yours. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope that you gained something from this. And, oh, my cat's at the door meowing at me. It does that at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I'm in the bush and it scares the crap out of me. Yes, Romeo? Okay. So I just want to remind you guys, if you're going through this time, just feel it, sit in solitude, be kind to yourself, be loving, listen, feel, process, embody. You are not going crazy. You're not going crazy. You're not going crazy. You are perfectly fine. Everything is okay. And one thing that I really told myself in this is I am safe, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe, I am safe. I spoke to myself like how a mother would talk to a child. I just reminded myself that I am safe. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay if we're freaking out a little bit. It's all right. Everything's okay. We're going to get through this. It's fine. You trust yourself. It's just journey. It's just a journey. It's just a little bump in the road. It's just, stripping back the layers, but you're safe. Everything is okay. So guys, if you are going through this, you are safe. Everything is okay. You're going to get out the other side. Just process it. Feel it. Let it move. Scream, punch, hit, cry, smile, laugh. Do whatever you need to do to get those emotions out, to release them, to whatever. Let go of the old programming. It's okay. And if you're worried about it being a bit more of a lonelier sort of journey, there are people out there like you. And already I have called in a few people who are, I would say, on the same wavelength as me and can really relate to me on where I'm going in my journey. And they're people I haven't even met yet. Oh, they're people I met them, but very briefly, but we're also internet friends. So everything's going to be okay. There's people out there. It's not going to be isolating. It's not going to be lonely. You're paving the way for a new future. All right, let it go, let it shift, let it happen, let it fall to fucking pieces. Because you are going to rise. You're going to be a better person. This is not just your human evolution. This is your soul evolution. This is amazing. Don't think of it as like this is hard. Think of it as like your soul's evolution. This is your soul's journey. And how lucky are you? How blessed are you that you get to experience this? Right? How lucky are you that you have this opportunity to grow, to expand? You are so lucky. You're very fortunate, and you chose this for a reason. It's all going to be okay. And if you feel like you need some coaching or you want to book in with Hypno, NLP, whatever, please reach out to me. Send me a message on Instagram, I_am_the_glitch or iamtheglitch.com or hello@iamtheglitch.com, or, I'm on every platform. I don't check them all the time, but you'll be able to get in touch with me. Okay? So if you feel like you do need some help moving through your existential breakdown or breakthrough, or you would like hypno or coaching around abundance, alignment, purpose, I'm your girl. Hit me up. We can book in a 15-minute free consultation over the phone and just see if we're the right fit for each other. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and you're probably not everyone's cup of tea either. So we can see if we are a match for each other and move forward. So that's what I'm here for, guys. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. I'm here to inspire. I'm of service. I just want to help people in whatever way that looks like, and help them from my experience and my learning, because there's not a lot of people that I know or that I've can really relate to that have sort of walked this path before me. So yes, like I said minutes ago, I'm gonna leave it there, but sending you so much love wherever you are in the world. Sending you love. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever. I don't even know what platform this is on. Just please, if this resonated or whatever, please share it. Let me know. Like it, whatever. You know the lingo, jingo. And I'm looking forward to doing this all over again. So I hope you found that valuable. So much love, so much love. You're not crazy. You're not alone. You are loved. You are supported. You are seen. You are heard. You are felt. You are amazing. So much love.